out there? We're on the air, and it's race day today on Long Island. It's a gorgeous afternoon in Sag Harbor, New York, as we get set for race number 19 of the 2024 NR2003 Mission BBQ Cup Series season, the Barstool Sports Long Island Grand Prix. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you to the Bridgehampton race circuit with live coverage on the North American Sim Racing Network via YouTube. And here in the NESRN stand this afternoon, my name is Trey Wright. 28 laps are on the schedule for today's contest in the Empire State, officially starting the second half of the 2024 campaign here in Bridgehampton in the small community of Sag Harbor on the northern part of Long Island here in the Empire State, with an ice cold six-pack of races to go until the chase. The intensity continues to ramp up, especially after a fantastic race at the Nazareth Speedway Wednesday night, where Derek Hamill got the win, and things were really shaken up in the points. Taking a look at them now, starting off with Matthew Hubert, your new points leader, after a 13th place finish at the Nazareth Speedway. He leads by 12 over Igor Barreto, equating to about 3 positions on the racetrack. Remember, every position is 5 points. So 12 points, about 2.5 positions at that. But Hubert starts deep in the field in 34th. Barreto starts 29th with his team car of Mitchell Collins starting on the outside pole. That man right there. It's back-to-back poles for Owen Miles. More on him in a little bit. But taking a look at the rest of your top 5 in points, it's Juan Rodriguez who falls down to 3rd. Derek Hamill, he has been on fire the last 3 races. 3 straight top 10 finishes have catapulted that 47 car up to 3rd in the points, 4th in the points rather. And Roberto Crown Jr. rounds out your top 5 in the point standings. 196 points behind Matthew Hubert. But then on the bottom 5, Toby Murphy, Brenna Wilmington, Dylan Matthews, John Andrews, and Logan Williams, all of those drivers on the bubble right now of that cut line. The cut line right now is 29 points between Williams and Alex Sanvitale, and Sanvitale is one of many drivers who have spent the majority of this season, first half of the season, up inside the top 10 in points. Guys like Sanvitale, Riley Sampson, and Braden Perez, who has had 3 straight sub-25th place finishes, sits 18th in the points. Other guys are like Bradley Ream, Corey Case, Danny Fallington, Will Parrish, Caleb Rose, Zachary Fitzwater also falling a little bit despite having a good run at Nazareth. So today is really going to shake things up in the point standings, and these next 6 races are going to shake things up. Bridgehampton today, Milwaukee on Wednesday night, Texas World next Saturday, then Watkins Glen, Indy, Michigan, and Armory Digital to round out the regular season. But with Derek Hamill winning at Nazareth, it does give him a very, very big cushion if he has an unfortunate next 6 races, because if he falls out of the top 10, he would be the second wildcard driver. But since he's up there comfortably in 4th, not too comfortably, but still up there 4th in the points, Logan Alexander now still has wildcard spot number 1 with 2 wins on the campaign for that 58 team. And Bradley Ream has 1 win and is 9 points ahead of Corey Case, 29 points of Danny Fallington. He is the highest driver on the outside looking in with a win. So he right now is wildcard 2 in that 36 car. Ream starts 9th on the grid, Case 25th, and Fallington 33rd. And this being a road course race, no cautions, we'll have a single set of pit stops. It's all about the start here at Bridgehampton, making sure you can have a clean race, because this is a very technical track to get around here in Sag Harbor. But it's once again that time of the broadcast again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go down trackside to get the most famous words in motorsports to kick off the Barstool Sports Long Island Grand Prix.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the engines roar to life on the pit lane on Long Island. All 42 cars coming alive as we're getting set to take the green flag for today's race. Like we said, back-to-back poles for Owen Miles in that 05. Mitchell Collins starts to his outside to make up row number 1. Row 2, Eric Monaco next to Dylan Matthews. She's going to need a good run here this afternoon. They go downhill into turn number 1 and 2. Row 3, another top 10 start for Skylar Taylor. We'll see if she's able to capitalize. She's next to Zachary Fitzwater, looking for another top 10 run in this 99. Looking to get up in the chase here for the double 9 car. Making sure everybody rolls off. There's Roberto Crown Jr. starting 41st on the grid. Ryan Durrani starts 42nd. Like we said, it's 28 laps around the 2.85 mile long Bridgehampton Raceway today. The pit window will be just past halfway around lap 17. So a single stop for these drivers. Taking a look at the track itself. It's a very technical 13-turn course here. And much like Papyrus and Watkins Glen, there is a lot of elevation. As the field enters Echo Valley, going through the Millstone Straight. They'll go into the hairpin. A couple of different straights here at the Bridgehampton Race Circuit. An old school track. It's a lot like Willow Springs. Some drastic elevation changes there as well. Your two previous winners of the Long Island Grand Prix are Josh Williamson and Brandon Yodel. Neither driver in the grid this afternoon. But Nathan Stapleton is driving the car that Josh Williamson won in back in 2021. And Brandon Yodel's car, the 79, driven by Trey Smith this afternoon. There's Nathan Stapleton deep in the field in the 97. Same thing with Trey Smith. Stapleton starts today's race in 19th. And Trey Smith deep in the field in the 40th spot. So we're getting ready to go green here at Bridgehampton. The first of 6 races remaining in the regular season. Again, it's all about the start, especially going into that first downhill section. The Hankson turn into the Millstone Straight. Similar to the first couple of corners at Watkins Glen International. We will be heading there in just a couple weeks' time. And that is then. This is now. Pace car will momentarily make its way down the pit lane. And all 42 cars will roll on through for today's 28-lap contest on Long Island. Any second now, Owen Miles and Mitchell Collins will take the green flag, and there it is. Green flag waving in the Long Island air, and we're live for race number 19 of 2024. Owen Miles overcooked it, and Mitchell Collins and Dylan Matthews sideways going through. Matthews off track on the embankment, and she is going to lose a ton of time trying to get back on there. I don't know if Matthews had some sort of issue. She continues to fall behind. As they go through the Millstone turn. Actually, they're through the Millstone turn. They're through the Colasante corner. And up into Echo Valley for the first time under speed. And Eric Monaco. This would be huge if Monaco was able to win here today. There would be another driver with a second win as they go downhill. Owen Miles, unfortunately, going off the road once again. He did Wednesday night in Lehigh Valley. That ended up being the difference maker between himself and Derek Hamill getting the win. But Eric Monaco already with a sizable lead as the field goes through the hairpin for the first time today. Derek Hamill marred deep in the field in the 47. Started 38th in that Toyota. Trying to march his way through this pack right now as for the race lead, it'll be Eric Monaco leading lap number 1. He has got a huge lead over Zachary Fitzwater, already up to a second as Fitzy will take P2. He'll slide through the corner, top 5. Sliding all the way. Reggie Fogelman will hang 2 off the corner. Again, some contact. I believe Charlie Davenport got into Roberto Crown Jr. Everybody able to get through as Riley Sampson now off track in the 24. And the Australian losing valuable positions as he falls back to with Matthew Hubert, your points leader, right now shotgunning 42nd on the grid. It's not good for him as Igor Barreto battles with Cameron Garlington. That right now is the battle for 21st. And still all Eric Monaco, who started this race in third, went down to the inside, taking advantage of Owen Miles going wide as they head through the East Straight for the second time under speed. We're starting to see everybody string out early on. Single car racing for the majority of this field. There's Alex Lozano, your Richmond winner. Ryan Durrani beginning to cut his way through the field as they go underneath the Lowenbrow Bridge. And back onto the front straightaway, single file. Throughout the entirety of this field, pretty much. Again, turn number 2, the most dangerous part of the course, as Nathan Stapleton will get loose. Everybody off the outside lane, hanging a couple Hoosiers off. As Matthew Hubert, we're hearing him fighting a very ill-handling race car early on, has fallen back to 42nd. And Logan Alexander, who was looking to stay afloat in the top 30 in points, is trying to get up here as best as he can, but no contact on that first lap. And we still remain single file. So they enter the hairpin once again. The Unionville, New York native of Eric Monaco. Again, looking for win number 2. Won at Coca-Cola a couple of weeks ago, and he comes up the hill once again. Fastest lap of the race, Brennan Wilmington, who needs all the points he can get. I tell you, might not have been bringing wins, but Wilmington has had a really good stretch of runs over the last couple of weeks. Finished well at Pocono. I know in Nazareth wasn't the best race, as he fell down 2 positions after Tasty Cake 400 being trapped a lap down. But he's up to 6th as Eric Monaco really slow through the corner. I believe he got tight out of turn 2. That's allowed Zachary Fitzwater to come right back on the bumper of this 4 machine. Chevrolet is running 1, 2, Ford 3rd, Toyota 4th, Dodge 5th. All 40 manufacturers up in the top 5 right now. Mitchell Collins looking for a good run, under fire from Brennan Wilmington behind. And how about the 2 Logan Sport cars, both of them being represented up in the top 10. Braden Perez bringing up the middle of this Pacific Racing trio. There's Caleb Rose, that group rounding out the top 18. And running 19th to 13 of Igor Barreto, flashing back up front. 6 cars all in line. Monaco with a good jump coming out of the hairpin. Underneath the bridge into the RN's turn, Zachary Fitzwater about 2 car lengths behind the 4. Still a much less sizable lead going down the front straightaway once again here at Bridgehampton. Field comes down. You're taking a look at the scale of the track itself, and in the treacherous turn number 2, a little bit wide through the corner, was Brennan Wilmington. That'll set up Daniel Bouchard to potentially take 6th away. Ooh, Matt Wolf wide. 7 will come underneath him. That's Ethan Lewis, his team owner, right behind him. A couple cars behind, actually, for Derek Hamill. But again, everybody remaining on the track as Corey Case, an issue with the 63. We'll see what happened down below as he had to come down the pit lane to make an unscheduled stop. And that is not going to be good for the cut line battle, the wild card battle at that, as Bradley Reen currently runs 9th where he started, and Danny Fallington currently back in 22nd. It's a lot better than where he started. He's plus 11 on the grid right now. Started 33rd up to 22nd. But Bradley Ream continues to hold serve for that final wildcard spot. But the last thing he needs right now is Eric Monaco to win. Now, Monaco does currently sit below the top 30 in points. He's 34th as Owen Miles will make a move on Zachary Fitzwater for second. Watch this battle as Monaco. Whoa, Zachary Fitzwater door slamming with the 05, and he is going to lose 2, potentially 3 spots. Some contact between Miles and Fitzy, and that'll allow Monaco to scoot back up. Take another sizable lead going into the valley once again. It's an aggressive move out of Owen Miles. Zachary Fitzwater going wide through the corner. Unfortunately, he'll be the 2-for-1 loser special there. Fitzwater now falls back into the clutches of Mitchell Collins. Eric Monaco continues to lead. How about this cat back up in here in 8th? Juan Rodriguez trying to have a good run in that 48 car. It's not been the best last 2 weeks for Juan Rodriguez. He's looking to bounce back here at Bridgehampton, looking for his first top 10 finish since Boston about 3 weeks ago. This time by Monaco now leads by 3/4 of a second over Owen Miles as they go underneath the bridge. Oh, Monaco a little wide through the corner, but they're doing all right. The kids are all right. Skylar Taylor now falls back in the 15, and we'll make sure everybody gets through the corner once again. Dano Georgi wide. Especially as these Hoosiers begin to wear out, it is going to be very interesting to see these guys go through the Hangson turn. The Hangson turn on those older tires, and the tire wear on this hot July afternoon definitely going to come into play here. Got a lot of day races coming up. Although Milwaukee is a night race next Wednesday, Texas World, Watkins Glen, Indianapolis, and Michigan. All hot ones as we embrace another heat wave coming. All in those areas. 5 very unique tracks coming up. Of course, most of these drivers have already conquered at least 1/4 of the Milwaukee Mile. As that they were at the Pocono Raceway last week, 1 week ago. Turn number 3 at the Tricky Triangle, modeled after the Milwaukee Mile. In fact, all 3 tracks that the Pocono Raceway was modeled after coming up on the schedule in one way or another. Milwaukee on Wednesday night, Indianapolis on August 3rd, and Trenton, which Turn 1 was modeled after, penultimate race of the 2024 season before coming to the New Jersey Motor Speedway on September 28th. First for New Jersey, September 18th for Trenton. Braden Perez will now usurp his owner for the fastest lap, beat him by 0.06 of a second. Currently marred deep in traffic because he's been able to get around Logan Williams as he is actually hard charging his way through the field. Juan Rodriguez. One's 58, one's 48. But Juan Rodriguez falling back in that Utz Ford. He was running in the 8th spot and he falls down to 11th after this lap. Eric Monaco has led all 8 so far as they come back onto the front stretch. Now, if he does win here today, I believe, Georgi is in the back. Skylar Taylor is running 3rd right now. And Owen Miles is obviously running 2nd. You know, if any of these drivers, well, Monaco especially, hey, if any of these drivers could potentially win, could set them up for an extra incentive to run well in the next 5 weeks. Of course, Owen Miles looking for that ever-elusive second win. He did win in Indianapolis back in 2021. And ever since then, it's just been coasting for that 05 car. And his team, you know, over the offseason, shock in the garage area, switching over from Chevrolet to Ford. The only team last season to do so, and one of 2 teams to switch manufacturers. American Motorsports switching from Ford to Dodge, and that really hasn't worked out for them, especially today, as both drivers down beneath the top 30 on the pylon. But right now, Logan Alexander currently running in 41st. But no other programs switching their manufacturers besides those 2. Of course, aside from the new teams this season, like Agais Motorsports from Alexandre Vitale. Alex right now running in the 13th spot. He has had a hellish couple of 3 weeks. He was involved in a couple of accidents at Dover, didn't run too well at Pocono, and sub-20th place run at Nazareth. And he has fallen all the way down to 11th in the point standings. And the man right in front of him, Logan Williams, is also right in front of him in the points, 29 points separating those 2 drivers. And Bradley Ream, having the day that he's having so far, was only 18 points behind San Vitale coming into today. This will probably put Bradley Ream up inside the top 10 where he's running. And John Andrews also having a halfway decent day in the 44, right now 14th. Guys inside the top 10 that aren't really having good points days right now. Matthew Hubert, your points leader, all the way back 39th. There's Dylan Matthews, who started this race, in case you're just tuning in. Started in 4th, but fell out of the racetrack off the start in corner number 2, and she has fallen all the way down to 31st. A decent recovery so far. And we're 6 laps away from the pit cycle opening up. Derek Hamill also deep in the field, but you know he's had a stretch of top 10 finishes. You know he was due for a clunker. Now Brennan Wilmington's running pretty well. Is a little tight between Tyler Reynolds and the 7 of Ethan Lewis. And Igor Barreto also in the back end of the back half of the field, the 13. Toby Murphy as well. So with where a lot of these guys are running today, it could really shake things up on the points as well. Because you got San Vitale running in 13th, like we said. Logan Williams looking for another strong top 10 run. We go to his home state Wednesday night, where I'm sure he'll be looking for a win, his first of the season, and Logan Sport's first win since, I believe, Pocono last year. I remember the last time Logan Williams did well. I believe it, yeah, it was Pocono last year. Logan Williams' last win, or in 2022, last season, was Logan Williams' last win in the NBCS. Bradley Ream looking for win number 2 of the season. So is Eric Monaco. Again, if a guy like Monaco or Ream or even, you know, we'll throw Braden Perez into this battle, you know, or just any of these wild card drivers. You know, a guy like Eric Monaco or Alex Lozano. You know, I don't think Nathan Ormer or Tyler Reynolds would be able to get in the top 30 in points in time. But if any of those guys are able to get a second win in the next 5.5 races, again, that would really throw the entire wild card picture into just absolute chaos. But back at the front of the field, it is still a 3-car breakaway for this top spot. Owen Miles looking for his second win of his NBCS career and his first win in 3 years. Skylar Taylor in a rookie campaign, the highest running yellow stripe-clad driver on the grid in 3rd. And Zachary Fitzwater in 4th, with the man in front of all these cats right now, Eric Monaco, who is looking for his 5th career win of his season, of his career. I believe at least his 5th career win. Either his 4th or his 5th. I believe it is his 5th. He's won at Darlington. He's won at Michigan. He won a Coca-Cola earlier this season. And, of course, he won at Hillside last year. I believe he won the first Michigan race. I believe it was under caution. I'll double-check that in a brief moment. Hear Marty Sakala in the background as I look for the 3rd race, and it indeed was Eric Monaco in his old car for Otter Island Motorsports, winning the inaugural Cheez-It 400 in Michigan. Crazy to believe that race used to be the 3rd race of the season back in the inaugural year, but that is just how things go, and we're coming up on Michigan in just a couple weeks' time. But Owen Miles right on the back end of this 4-car. Watch out for Owen to strike here going into turn number 2. He is right on the back bumper of this Pennzoil Chevrolet. And the 71, Mitchell Collins, really falling back out there. I believe Collins got super loose going into 2. Somebody was off track for a brief moment. That was probably Mitchell Collins, who is trying to regain his ground. He's fallen all the way down to 7th as Bradley Ream, another 5 bonus points for him. He's been able to get around. Braden Perez will slip back to 9th. But closing in on this first set of pit stops, like we said, the pit window between 17 and 19 laps. We'll see when the leaders come down. Coming around to complete 14 of 28 laps. Owen Miles going to set up another shot on this 4-car. The cross flags being displayed halfway home through the Barstool Sports Long Island Grand Prix, and Owen Miles essentially getting some good DRS going through the corner, was looking about making a move to the inside. But he's already done it once with Zachary Fitzwater and Eric Monaco. Similar, these 2 veterans duking it out with the rookie right behind them. But we're halfway home through the Barstool Sports Long Island Grand Prix. Get you. Full field rundown here because it's time for a Twisted Tea race break. So let's go through the field, presented by Fram. Right now, your tag heuer fastest swirly you're on. First off is Eric Monaco, who leads the way. Then it's Owen Miles and Skylar Taylor making up this 3-car train. Zachary Fitzwater and Brennan Wilmington round out your top 5. And then it's Daniel Bouchard, Mitchell Collins, Bradley Ream, Braden Perez, and Logan Williams, your top 10. Rodriguez is 12th, Alex Sanvitale, Rodriguez is 11th, Sanvitale 12th, John Andrews 13th, Nathan Stapleton 14th, Vogelman 15th, Zidell 16th, Rose 17th, Murphy 18th, Troxel 19th, and Barretto rounds out your top 20. Rounding out the top half of the field, Danny Fallington in 21st, Ethan Lewis in 22nd, 23rd, Tyler Reynolds, 24th, Cameron Garlington, 25th, Matt Wolf, 26th, Nathan Orman, 27th, Roberto Crown Jr., 28th, Trey Smith, 29th, Derek Hamill, and 30th, Will Parrish, 31st, Cole Sampson, 32nd, Charlie Davenport, 33rd, Dylan Matthews, 34th, Keegan Thompson. Running out the top 35, Angel Gutierrez, 36th, Riley Sampson. As here we are, pit stops happening underway. Bradley Ream coming down as you see the rest of the field. And here we go in the leader coming down, Eric Monaco surrendering the lead to Owen Miles. So we're quickly going to find out who is going to have our Valvoline fastest pit stop of the day. Jack will drop 14.42 second time for Eric Monaco. He's out along with Zachary Fitzwater, Bradley Ream, Toby Murphy, and John Andrews. 5 cars coming down on lap number 16. And we'll see if when the rest of the field will come down as Owen Miles is taking the race lead away. Tag Heuer fastest lap right now, still belonging to the 92 of Braden Perez. Again, these drivers now taking 4 tires. And the undercut is typically the way to go. And Owen Miles will come down. Skylar Taylor will stay out a lap. And it looks like the majority of the field will come down the pit lane now as they transition onto this bumpy pit lane. Being a little tight as Tyler Reynolds nearly gets turned into the pit wall. A little close there as the very, very tight pit lane. So Owen Miles will go to pit stall number 1. We'll see where the field is coming out underneath the Lowenbrow Bridge for Eric Monaco as the field will come off some contact between a couple of drivers. And Owen Miles out and away. We'll see where the 4 comes out. A huge burst of speed. Oh, he's got to be careful. Monaco's got to be really careful coming through. He's going to go wide. Same with Fitzwater. But I believe Owen Miles should jump ahead as everybody will come off. A couple of cars electing to do 2 tire stops as contact between Corey Case and Angel Gutierrez and Cole Sampson. And that is a lot of damage. The driver's side of Igor Barretto. I believe somebody ran into him on the pit lane as he goes underneath Danny Fallington. But right now, as Skylar Taylor will come down ahead of Owen Miles. We'll see if Taylor will also take 2 tires. Brennan Wilmington took 4 tires. And we'll see what the 15 does on the pit lane. Going underneath the bridge is Owen Miles. The jack will drop, and it will be 2 tires for Skylar Taylor. This is going to be very, very close off the pit lane. Taylor getting up to speed. Miles with a boatload of momentum as they're wadding it up in the back. But now it's going to be very interesting to see if those 4 tires are going to take advantage over everybody else. Daniel Bouchard will leapfrog up to 3rd, but Skylar Taylor with a 2 tire stop, now a huge lead over Owen Miles. Again, we've come to see here at Bridgehampton that typically this track produces first-time winners. We saw it in 2021 with Josh Williamson, 22 with Brendan Yodel. But right now, Owen Miles on a huge mission to try and get past his 15 car. But now, Eric Monaco, the first car on 4 tires. But Brennan Wilmington, very, very perfect stop for Wilmington, despite taking 4 tires. He was able to rejoin these guys up front. And he might have a decent shot of getting back up here. But now the gap between the 15 and the 05, under a second as Owen Miles charging hard. He was able to lead a couple of laps. Skylar Taylor has led the last 3. I believe Mitchell Collins, he's on 2 tires. Same thing with San Vitale. Bradley Ream getting a little squirrely as Toby Murphy will go underneath him. Murphy is actually on 4 tires, so easily able to get around the 36. And Brennan Wilmington has gotten around Eric Monaco. Monaco on the outside lane right now. Under fire from Juan Rodriguez, so Wilmington will be the first car on 4 tires. But I don't know if that gap is going to be enough. Corey Case down the pit lane. Remember, he made an unscheduled stop early on. Again, drivers on 4 tires that we at least know of. The 5 that came down on lap 16. Brennan Wilmington, who came down on lap 17. We'll double check who was all on 4 tires. I think it's just those 6 drivers. It indeed is just those 6 drivers that took 4. So right now is the gap under or nearly at half a second. Owen Miles able to close in by 3/10 there with 9 to go. I just don't know if it's going to be enough for Wilmington to get back up here. He is absolutely laying down beautiful lap times right now. Doesn't have the fastest lap just yet. Oh, contact there. Igor Barreto able to make a fantastic save. He gets into it with Nathan Ormond. And a fantastic save out of the Brazilian driver. The Titan Fury Racing owner. Able to have a good save there, but he has got damage on both ends of that car, and at a track that's very aero dependent like this, it's crucial that your bodywork remains intact. But back in here, this is the battle for 5th right now as Mitchell Collins leads this trio. Again, Wilmington is on 4 tires, and we're hearing that they dropped their Panhard bar just a tad to make that car a little bit efficient on corner exit. And that has done wonders for him. And another little bit of adjustment, tightening up that car on the 05 pit box. Right now, the gap between Miles and Taylor is up a 10th with 7 to go. Skylar Taylor looking to hold on as Braden Perez and Daniel Bouchard battle for 3rd, waiting for these two to make a mistake. A little tight through the corner as Justin Zidell on the back end of Reggie Fogelman. And really close there between a couple of Stealth Motorsports guys. Danny Fallington and the 20 of Toby Murphy going at it. Murphy did not get off the pit lane well despite taking 4 tires. He's in 13th, so not nearly as bad as I thought. But able to get ahead of both of those cars was Bradley Ream. The battle for the lead continues here. Going through the hairpin for the 21st time today. Skylar Taylor and Owen Miles, 2 drivers were adversaries on the track in the Winston All-American Series. Remember, Miles won 3 races in the WAS earlier this year. He's also looking to be in the hunt for the FMGTC Championship. the majority of these drivers returning to Bridgehampton here in October for the Long Island Fall Classic. And really fast through the corner that time was Owen Miles. And he will be on the back bumper of Skylar Taylor coming around here. I guess Bridgehampton is just built different to where the overcut is the way to go. Remember Skylar Taylor pitting on lap 18? Stayed out the longest of everybody, and she does have the freshest tires. But Owen Miles still trying to reel in that Costco Toyota as Taylor looks for her first win of the season. Again, we have talked a lot about Skylar Taylor so far. That bright blue and red Costco number 15 Toyota. We've seen her torn up a lot. I'm hoping to get a victory here. Try and set up a good final 5 races of the regular season. Potentially have a shot of being in the chase. She's able to hold off and win here today. And potentially get another win in the next 5 races again. The next 5 races, with the exception of Milwaukee, are ultimately just complete crapshoots. Especially Indy. Watkins Glen can get a little fuzzy, especially on the start. Michigan is pretty much just Atlanta. And Armour Digital is, of course, a super speedway, so anything can really happen there. But 6 to go here at Bridgehampton. It's been a good one so far as Toby Murphy continues to slide back. Again, Murphy only about 50 points above the cut line right now. Logan Williams and Bradley Ream both running up just outside the top 10. But as Owen Miles have the tire wear to get around this 15 car, these two look to be in the battle for the race win. Wilmington, once again, the highest running driver on 4. He's been able to get up to 6th, and he may get Sam Vitale for 5th, but I don't know if he's going to be able to catch up to get a podium spot. Definitely not to catch up to the lead. Daniel Bouchard and Braden Perez are 3.5 back. So again, unless these two make contact, I really don't think Bouchard or Perez are going to have a shot to win this race. But 5, count them, 5 laps to go here from Bridgehampton. And that time, Miles back within striking distance. A little bit of a better exit out of 2 for Skylar. Look in the back here, it's not a good day for Corey Case. He is going to come out of this with probably 1 point, and he's probably going to fall, I'd say, a solid 4 positions for Corey Case where he's running. Couple of cars going off. I'm surprised that we have not had, aside from Igor Barreto making contact with Nathan Orman, whatever happened to Corey Case. I'm surprised we haven't had any big wrecks here. That's just the way things are. And Skylar Taylor will roll into Echo Valley for lap 24 of 28. Here today. Looks like everybody might be just stagnate to where they're running as Igor Barreto continues to lose positions. He has now lost 3 since the last time we saw him. Back up front, the lead re-increasing for Taylor up to 1/2 a second, 0.2 faster that last time by. And I tell you, these Pacific Racing cars have been putting down the fastest lap in a lot of these races, and just as I give them any bit of praise, Braden Perez will hang it off the corner. That'll essentially give 3rd uncontested to Daniel Bouchard. But given the absolute tailspin this 92 car has been in the last 3 weeks, I think Perez will take a 4th place finish. The top 5 start, or top 5 finish, 4th at that. But Brendan Wilmington is definitely coming. He is pushing Alexandre Vitale, another driver who is in need of a good run this afternoon. He might fall behind Brendan Wilmington. These two might actually catch up to Perez in that Hulu car. Such a strong start to the day for Eric Monaco. You know, again, you think about the overcut typically does not work. The undercut is usually the way to go, especially on road courses. But with how strung out these guys can be, you know, and of course it's only the one pit stop as Wilmington will move underneath San Vitale. That is for 4th. And losing a lot of ground that time by with 3 to go was Miles. Still back by only a 0.6 of a second. Again, Bouchard isn't, again, he's 4 seconds back, which seems like a lot. But again, he's got these guys in his frame. He's got them in the windshield. Again, they could very well make a mistake, especially on the older tires. And Wilmington was not able to complete the pass on San Vitale, so he will remain in 5th. And will likely go inside the top 10 or the top 5 in points for that 92. Like we're saying, it was a good start to the run for Eric Monaco, but it looks like that 4 car will finish 9th after leading the first half of this race. Zachary Fitzwater will get a much-needed 8th place finish. Potentially 7th if he can get around Mitchell Collins. And it has been all Skylar Taylor since lap number 18 of this race came out ahead of Owen Miles. Popsicle sticks are in the air, 2 laps to go from Bridgehampton. And the race is on. Fitzwater able to get underneath Collins back there. A gap now, down a 10th. Just needing to run 6 perfect miles. Is Skylar Taylor and Owen Miles desperately looking for that elusive 2nd win. Remember, he was in position to win at Nazareth Wednesday night. Unfortunately, misjudged the exit or the entrance to pit lane, allowing Derek Hamill to pass him. And that was ultimately what ended up winning Derek Hamill the race. And Owen Miles, again, he overshot the corner going into turn 2 today. And he was able to fight back, but it looks like it's going to be another ignominious run for Owen Miles if he's not able to get around this 15 car. We'll have 15 turns to do so, but he used up one of them there. 14 turns now separate the 15 of Skylar Taylor from her first win of the NBCS. And now up to 4th is Wilmington. He'll set his sights on his teammate. Up to 5th, rather, was Wilmington. But back out front, white flag in the air one more time around Bridgehampton for Skylar Taylor in the 15. One last good opportunity for Owen Miles to try and get around her, but he is not within striking distance. And that very well may have been the race right there. Wilmington might catch up to the 92 for 4th. We'll keep a tab on that, but through the millstone straight for the final time today. The Coloste corner and down through Echo Valley. One final time. Owen Miles just looking for anywhere to pass this 15 car. 5 car lengths separate the 15 and the 05. And half a lap away is Skylar Taylor from her first win of her young NBCS career. Into the hairpin for the 28th and final time. And Miles is giving it everything that he's got, but the one lap fresher tires looking to be the difference maker. Through the East Straight for the final time out of turns 12 and 13. And here she comes. Onto the front straightaway, checkered flag is in the air, and it belongs to the 15 of Skylar Taylor. Skylar Taylor wins the Barstool Sports Grand Prix for her first career victory. A dead heat at the line, but Braden Perez will retain fourth. And that was oh so close between Wilmington and Perez. Brennan will end up still getting a top 5. It's a well-needed 4th for Braden Perez. A good needed 6th for Alexandre Vitale. Nathan Stapleton in the car that won the first ever race here at Bridgehampton finishes 9th. Fitzwater rounds out your top 10. 8th was Eric Monaco. And 2nd, once again, Owen Miles. Won the pole in back-to-back races. He does finish 2nd here today. He did not finish 2nd on Wednesday. But Miles seeing victory snapped by the jaws of defeat. But neat, emotional and elationful Skylar Taylor. I tell you again, that team has been through a lot so far in 24. A ton of wrecked race cars, but they have finally been able to do it and reach the top. And the King of Prussia, Pennsylvania native, is finally on the top step of the podium here in Long Island. Taking a look at your official standings, Skylar Taylor gets the victory. Owen Miles gets 2nd. Daniel Bouchard, really that's his best run of the season, in 3rd. Braden Perez 4th, and Brenna Wilmington rounds out your top 5. Sam Vitale, Collins, Monaco, Stapleton, and Fitzy your top 10. And everybody was able to finish this race on the lead lap. But noticeable finishers as we got some contact in the back. Mitchell Collins on the outside of the pit wall. Doesn't really matter all that much. But noticeable drivers finishing deep in the field. Corey Case in the 42. Matthew Hubert, your points leader. Logan Alexander, Riley Sampson. Matt Wolf, another not so good finish. Igor Barreto, who was probably take the points lead coming out of this. Derek Hamill also finishing 29th. Roberto Crown Jr. finishes 24th. And it looks like Igor Barreto will take the points lead back going into Milwaukee. And once again, should be a good next 5 races here in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. And taking a look to see if officially who had the fastest pit stop of the race. It was the fastest 4-tire pit stop belonging to the 4 of Eric Monaco. 14.42. Again, very interesting. That was ultimately the difference, was pretty much everybody taking 4 tires. You know, I'm surprised Wilmington was able to climb back up there, but he took 4. 14.64 the time for him. But Eric Monaco will get the Valvoline fastest 4-tire pit stop of the day. And Tag Heuer fastest lap right now. Still, Braden Perez in the 92. But that's going to do it here from the Bridgehampton Race Circuit. Congratulations once again to Skylar Taylor for winning the Barstool Sports Long Island Grand Prix. And we'll see you this Wednesday night up in Wisconsin for the Harley-Davidson American 400 coverage from the Milwaukee Mile starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the NESRN. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your point standings after race 19 of the 2024 NR 2003 Mission Barbecue Cup Series season. And from Sag Harbor, New York, on behalf of the North American Sim Racing Network, my name is Trey Wright. Have a great evening, folks.